So I'm going to Kuala Lumpur train station. I had three options at least. One, take bus 53, which probably would cost me about 20 baht or something like that, which is like about 66 cents. And another is to take the taxi. I asked the taxi driver, he started at 2,000 baht. And this tuk-tuk driver offered me 1,500 or 150 baht, which is about $5. And to me, that's real inexpensive. I could have bargained them down, but it doesn't seem worthwhile. So I'm in Kuala Lumpur railroad station, and you get your tickets anywhere underneath those blue screens. And here's the ticket. The man tells me it's at platform 7, which is over to the left of all those screens, and it's the train 135 today. Hope that's today. It leaves at 6:40, which is probably about 35 minutes from now. And arrives at 8:25. And then the most important is the car number 11 and seat number 13, and the price was 65 baht, which is about $2 in pennies. Okay, I'm now sitting, I think, in seat 13. Hopefully nobody will be in 14, so I don't have to go through the effort of lifting my bag up on top of the rack here. This is an older looking train, but it seems serviceable enough. The window's open, which probably wouldn't happen in Europe. Although you could open the windows in Europe with just the upper part, which is okay. It's theoretically supposed to be aircon, I think, but I'm guessing that it's more likely going to be fans, since that's what I see. Fans are fine with me. Now, just to give you a clue how all this worked, in the last several days I've tried to find out whether I could buy a ticket in advance without going to the railroad station. The lady at the hostel seemed to suggest I could, but I think it proved that she was not very knowledgeable and probably kind of slow, although very pretty. Anyway, up till the last minute yesterday I couldn't, although I supposedly could have bought one in Khao San Street, or the busy tourist street. And since he quoted me 150 baht, which is about $5, first I thought it was 3, and then afterward I got recalculated, and a more relaxed moment realized it was 5, but $5 is cheap to get scooted someplace quickly. And as a consequence, I got here really fast and got the early train out. So it'll take an hour and a half from 6:40, so that'll put me at about 7, 8 something. And that's very early enough to get a room and then have the whole day. Plus, tomorrow I plan on staying there. The point of all this was that it worked extremely simple, extremely fast, and very inexpensive. Now, most of the toilets may be going from squat toilets, but not here in the bathroom. This is okay. You can either stand up on there, which is really nifty, or I think you could straddle it even better. Looking back at the station, and here's the little sink and that big handle. These are old trains, but they work. And a urinal, that works. Getting a nice early start at 6:40. Looks like a restored train. I don't know what this structure is. It looks like some kind of a warehouse with those fans there moving air about, but I don't know. Notice the Coke machines and the modern washing machines there. little self-sufficient little communities right along this railroad. For whatever the reason, Pepsi clearly dominates, at least in Bangkok. In fact, I can't recall seeing a Coke sign, although I think I saw a Coke bottle. And this yellow label, I'm pretty sure is Fanta, even though leaving Bangkok for north of Thailand. Interesting how you can have these beautiful flowers all along here, and the attempt to make it very beautiful, and then have all the trash and the squalor around them. But that's typical of the balance between desire and ability. Our first stop on the way out of Bangkok, Samsen Station. This is an alternative, is to come here and take the train, but for the difference in price, it isn't even worth the effort, literally. Notice how they're preparing something to be built that stopped midway. Maybe a sky train. That's what I think. This runoff ditch or sewer probably serves an important function during runoff in the monsoon season. You can always tell when you're near some kind of a tourist site. This is very pretty landscaping along this road. It's been overcast most of the time that I've been in Bangkok, which is just fine compared to the rainy overcast of Italy, which made it not as pleasant as it might otherwise be in Italy. Like most third world nations, there appear to always be projects that are always in some stage of not yet completed or about to begin or whatever, but not done. Although a simple concept, I can never quite get my brain wrapped around the fact that every human being has their daily life. It's a simple concept, but it seems so huge in this dimension that I can't somehow get a full grasp of it. Just imagine what this person's life is about. This may well be what it's about. Now, if you think this car that I'm on is a little primitive, it is old, but it's not primitive. Third class are apparently just wooden benches. You can pick up a little useful information from the commercials and the advertising you see. For example, notice the symbol for OK. It works here in Thailand as it does in the United States, but other cultures, I think, like Chile or Argentina, it means a very bad thing. You don't do it. And the colors of the Thai flag are red, white, blue. Red, I believe, for state, white for religion, and blue is the color of the king's birthday, or his birthday color. Again, another project in the making. This looks like SkyTrain stuff. Some of these places along here have been built up after they built the SkyTrain structures, like that one right there. And you can see they're built right around it. But they'll remain here, probably, until this area develops. But notice that there are cars outside of these, motorcycles outside these little makeshift shacks. Some may just be homes, markets or businesses, but others are really homes. Another 7-Eleven that just passed. It's like a nice condominium project. Freeway here, future SkyTrain. Certainly is an area that will develop, which is why all this is happening. It's much slower than, for example, I've seen in California, where it seems in a matter of years, huge areas just explode into development. And you wonder what economy supports these buildings. And while this trash seems onerous to a Westerner, my guess is that when they finally get to the point where they build out this SkyTrain, they will clean this entire area up and it will evolve over time into as nice a commercial area as I was in at the Vietnamese and American Embassy area. Whatever it is, this walk will be a huge, and probably already is, tourist attraction. I wonder what it is. Wow, that's huge. Now here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, which means 2 sets of tracks for the future SkyTrain. So this may be a station in the future. One couple here to see off their friends who have just moved in here. One draw out to this area is the old airport, but I also saw a couple of very tall buildings, new modern buildings. One completed construction, the other under construction. Now we're really traveling, so I'm assuming no more stops for a while. Probably a hotel. Convention hotel. There's a big hospital facility back in there. I'm guessing that the evolution I spoke of here is ahead of the SkyTrain, that this area is cleaned up because the whole area is being developed, and the SkyTrain will just be something that occurs at a later point, but this area now is cleaned up. So it may be that I'll be coming back here on the way back from Chiang Rai or Chiang Mai. Everywhere you look, just like Europe, where there are little towns, there are little churches. Here there are little Watts. Looks like like a huge golf course. They're about 3 or 4 minutes off from when they got here, but they'll take off here pretty quick. Anyway, this is Ayutthaya. I'm here to find the main drag and walk out of here. Now we take a little ferry boat from over here. Okay, this is my second room in Thailand. This is in Ayutthaya, or however you pronounce it. And it's 400 baht for just the fan, and it has an enclosed bathroom. 200 baht if I had the bathroom shared outside of here. And the other place I looked at, I didn't look at the room, but it was 400 for air conditioning. But I don't really care, and I'm not sure I like air conditioning. First of all, it takes a while to get the room cooled down, and secondly of all, I think it dries you out too much. But anyway, and then I checked another place out, and it was $350 for this, but not as nice a room, I don't think. This has a television, which I may or may not use, unless they have some English programming on it, but even then I probably won't use it. I also chose this place because it's down a side street, seemed quieter, and it's very nice on the inside here, but elsewhere in the building. Remember also that 400 baht is only about $11.50, something like that. My strategy now, my first thing to do is to find out how I get out of here and get to Sukhothai. What I've figured out so far is that I can take the train, but I have to go to Pinsulak and then take the bus from there, and then a cab and stuff like that. And I've heard that I might be able to take a bus straight from here to Sukhothai, and if I can, I'd rather do that, so I'm going to check that out next.